And hello, everyone.
Oh, hey, Deb, Deb.
And welcome to tonight's session of RNG Presents the Dark Veil.
Dick. Sorry, the Dark Veil. Sorry, I can't.
Spaghetti.
The Dark Veil. There we go. Now I got it.
Tonight, we are short one Drew, unfortunately.
Don't worry, we'll push him into a void of some sort.
Yes. But we will have fun nevertheless, and we miss you, Drew. Hopefully he'll come back tomorrow, maybe?
Yeah.
Should be. Yeah.
Sounds like it.
If not, just out of the group.
Out of the group.
Just tickle his neck.
Tonight's sponsor is...
The feeling you get at the top of a roller coaster right before.
Impending Doom is our sponsor.
Also,
Or what-
it's that feeling where you're expecting the drop, but it's also kind of the same feeling when you put your hands under an automatic faucet and there's that moment before you trigger the water and your hands suddenly feel very dry.
What the hell are you talking about?
I think
No one
that's
else
just a
get
you.
that?
I think that's just a you thing.
Tyler's
It's like-
Psychosis is our sponsor tonight.
It's like when Dwight is trained by Jim to hear the thing and then get a mint, and then he's like, "Oh, my mouth suddenly tastes so bad." That my hand mouth tastes bad when there's no water on.
My hand mouth.
My hand mouth.
You know what I'm
What
trying
do
to
you-
say? Move
what
on
are
to
you,
someone
dead?
else.
What are you, data from Naruto?
I don't get that reference, so maybe.
He has little hands on his mouth that chew up clay to make explosives.
Got it. Yeah, I'm not that guy.
That
I'm
sounds
the guy
really
that
weird
wears
out of
that
context.
fur
Yep.
collar thing you guys said. It has a
What?
dog that like pees on people or something. I don't watch anime.
I missed a whole lot. I'm not gonna lie, and I just caught the tail end of dogs peeing on you.
You guys said in the group chat you were talking about Naruto characters, and they were like, Tyler's the guy with the dog, and he's got like the fur jacket or something.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Because I don't.
Fuck, I can't remember his name.
Let's,
When we last left off,
Thank you.
our group of heroes, having escaped from the abyss of Onor, making a treaty between the two kingdoms, well, cities, citadels, agreed to leave the Baron's legendary weapon known as Ultima Filosa, a weapon forged from the shards of the prime deities and used to defend Onor in times of need. They had made the trade for the Baron's life, and thus hopefully sow some prosperity between the two neighboring cities. Taking your leave along with Caligast, the blind beholder, and Sybil Sycamore, the mercenary of Ironwater. You took your leave as you began your trek through the caverns when suddenly new knowledge was presented before one Eric Mugweed through his spellbook, granted to him by his oh-so-mysterious deity, referred to as the Smooth-Talking Man, or as Rondon calls him, the Smooth Man.
He sends his regards, by the way.
Flipping through the notes, it was revealed that a new spell, one that could teleport them to known and neighboring teleportation circles. Eric quickly fumbled around in his notes of all of the sketches that he had done throughout his journey and found that two matched the correct symbols of which he could teleport to. And thus, preparing the spell, along with some very resourceful gathering of some magical components around you, you teleported to the basement of Crystal Peaks, the jeweler's shop where Gald had taken you once before. Rushing to the halls of the Underheart with the Baron and everyone in tow, you eventually reconvened with the Council, Edrig and Tigreed, to inform them of the Baron's return and to inform them of some treachery within their own city. However, it seems as though Kretchik had known of your trade somehow and had taken off, leaving the city several hours beforehand. Upon some quick scrying, you found that she was headed north along with an entourage of guards. Something about a legendary smith of some kind. As she also had carried away 3 of the shards that resided within Onor. With that in mind, you returned to the Crumble Crag Inn to have some much-needed rest. Finished up some shopping for any necessary materials or provisions along the way. Bought a painting of Rondon Timbers worth 900 quill, and also procured a mega carriage along with 4 draft horses to pull you along your journey as you continued toward the north, to perhaps find Kretchik and to establish yourselves in your new plot of land, as now named and titled Lords. And so, as you all departed from the city, Dane, with your agate and your spell, you were able to grant Pickles intelligence, waken his mind and give him conscience and sentience. And so as you continue on your trek to the, technically it would be the east, that is where we pick up tonight's session of RNG Presents The Dark Veil.
The Dark Veil. All right, I'm in. I'm done.
So, you hear around you the shuffling of metal and wood, as well as the footsteps of the 4 horses that you had procured. The mega cart rattles around. It is relatively furnished on the inside, and it's pretty spacious. It's got 2 tiers, as well as interior lighting in the way of the luminous stones that you had seen from before. It's got a place to sleep. Maybe not enough space for everyone to sleep at once, but you could find space on the floor if you should
Like
so choose.
a cot.
A cot, yeah. Eric, you on top of the cart, watching Borby fly around in the moonlit sky, feeling the breeze, the stuffiness of the underground caverns. Seems like a distant nightmare now that you feel the nature around you in the open air. You hear the chirps of insects, as well as the calls of many nocturnal animals as they go on about and roam within the wilderness around you. There is a calm sense in the air. There is a brief moment of respite. You can see that from your vantage point. The trees are still much higher than your mega carriage. But you can see that down below, your driver, the Hercules beetle with the black and gray carapace, Alcaeus, seems to be driving the horses toward your desired destination, which was presumed to be
The Lake of Timbers.
the Lake of Timbers.
Were we gonna stop at the Druid's Grove on the way or not?
I guess, was it along the way?
Currently,
It is.
Okay.
Route, isn't it?
currently,
I'll just stop in quick.
you have traveled for around 8 hours or so.
Yeah. So, because I'm just gonna turn over to Eric because I'm also up there with them because it's been a hot minute since being up so high. Just like, hey, Eric, do you smell that? Just that cool, brisk autumn breeze. That you kind of smell that crispiness of the leaves.
Yeah, I'd gotten used to the musty smell of being underground. I'd forgotten how nice it is to just have a breeze that's carrying the smell of a tree, just grass. Oh,
I know. There's also that like slight like cinnamony ginger smell that just I don't know what it is, but I love it.
I think that's one of the spices in your bag there, Rondon.
Oh, it's sorry, it's spilled out. Also, like while in this moment, I also want to be able to like I guess within these like 8 hours of transit, I pull up the egg just to kind of like see how it's doing.
Sure. I'll have you go ahead and just roll a nature check.
All right, let's see what my nature is.
First roll of the night.
Hey. Okay, not terrible. It's a +1. 12.
12. Inspecting the egg, there isn't a lot that you understand from these creatures as far as how the incubation process goes. It doesn't appear to be rotten or anything like that, so it appears to still be living, at the very least.
Just kind of give it a... Okay. I might be doing something right, I think. I hope. Survive a little baby.
Maybe Velen will know how to hatch a basilisk. I don't know.
I like the way you think there, Mugweed. I like the way you think. And I just start tossing. I'm just kidding. Just toss the egg up. Yeah.
Just scramble it like from the get-go.
Feels like a kid, like when you lay on the floor, you bounce like you bounce the ball off the ceiling.
Yeah.
We were just hitting tree branches as we rumble through the woods.
Just for clarity, I'm not doing that at all. I just had to get a good chuckle out.
Sure.
Don't take me serious, everyone.
I guess after like the initial contact, like seeing that the awaken spell worked, I'm gonna give them some time to get to know each other properly, and I'm going to, I'll go sit up with Rondon and Eric.
Gotcha.
Just kind of enjoy the fresh air.
And then we're gonna shove Kwansang through the cosmic door.
All right. Yeah, so Kwansang fades into the ethereal, kind of there but also not there, as he interacts with Pickles throughout this journey.
Rip in peace, Kwansang.
Go on.
No, go ahead.
I'll just say it. We are like in the woods, yeah?
Yes. There is a I wouldn't say a proper road, but there's a treaded path from which people travel from the neighboring cities. It's quite a long trek from like the regional towns like Worthingshire, Berkshire, and the Lake of Timbers. So there's no like proper established path, or rather road, but there is like a treaded path that kind of would be easy to follow to lead here.
Would this be the same path that we took on the way to Onor?
Yes. Logically, yes.
So, remembering that journey as best I can, I imagine our carriage is fairly tall compared to most things traveling on this path. Are we going to have any places where that's going to make passage difficult?
Not along the road.
You do know a lumberjack.
Yeah, not along the road. It appears wide enough, and there don't appear to be any trees in this particular set path to pose any kind of a problem. You can see like grooves in the dirt itself, leading you to believe that there are many shapes and sizes of vehicles and wagons and different kinds of carts to bear trade and loads from place to place.
Would you also say we're in the thick of it? Ugh. And I'm signing out. Bye, guys.
Yeah, Rondon falls off the cart or the carriage.
Suffers a massive concussion and doesn't recover.
Don't stop for him.
And stay out. But yes, it is at this point that you've been traveling for quite a few hours, and from this place in the path, I would say that you've tread through this place enough times to know that there is a path that diverges that would lead you to the Druid's Grove, should you so choose to go there. However, the path with your carriage, it would slow your travel quite a bit to leave the road itself. The Druid's Grove is not along the path.
Right.
How far off the path would the grove be? If we were walking it rather than taking the carriage.
Let me check my map quick.
Let me check my notes.
Let me check everyone's notes. Yeah. Bless you.
Enhance that image. Enhance.
That's our guy.
Yeah. From the road itself, it would be, it'd be about 2 miles.
So less than a half hour's travel. Off the
Right.
road. An hour if it's difficult terrain.
Exactly.
If Helen can help you with that egg rundown, that might be worth exploring. And I'm always trying to learn more from my mentor as often as we can see him.
Well, absolutely. I think I need someone a little bit more smarts than I do, and I don't know if there's anyone really in Lake of Timbers that can help me out with this. I love him, but I think I might be the smartest one there.
I think you might be right, Rondon. And
Just
that's
kidding.
saying something.
Just kidding. We all know my pappy. My pappy's the smartest one. That's why he's the chief.
I thought that was just kind of no one else wanted the job.
Moving on.
All right. So, do you wish to diverge from the path then?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go to the grove.
All
You
right.
come into a fork along your path. What? I don't know. Just something like Ernest Hemingway going in my head.
No, we're gonna take the path less traveled by.
This isn't absinthe.
With or without the cart?
Well,
That's a good question.
if we leave it here, it is just sort of a big sitting duck. Man, come steal our stuff.
With Alcaeus, Quan Sang,
If Quan Tseng's willing to hang back with it, I would feel a lot more secure.
why, yes, Eric, I would be very happy to take care of the cart in your absence.
He does the thing with the eyebrows too. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Why, yes, Eric. I love you so much.
And while you're at it, here's 200 gold pieces for you. Oh, thanks. You're so generous, Kwansang. Wow.
Presea would volunteer to stay back to guard it if that is what you guys would wish.
Oh, damn. Say, you gotta speak up a little bit more often. That scared me.
It's her
Actually-
passive. She has invisibility all the time.
Right.
That's why she always just slips your mind. She's just invisible.
Right. Actually, Presea, I think you might quite like to meet Velen, and he may have some information that would be just. I don't know if he can help you find your family, but
I also think an hour-long dialogue between the two of you would be excellent.
yeah. Let's just sit and listen to those two talk. See what they learn. Konsang, you got this handled, yeah?
Yeah, I think I can handle it. Here's an extra 500 gold for you. No, I couldn't take it, Kwansang. Please don't. I can't handle 500 more gold.
You're
Drew's
going to
gonna
remove
kill
that
us.
gold from his pouch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Drew catches the VOD.
I could. I guess with Presea, I wouldn't be able to carry all of us, but I could wild shape into a rideable form. Brandon,
Yes.
should I choose the Rockling form again, which is a large monstrosity with the 17 strength?
Mm-hmm.
Would that be enough to carry the two small creatures in one medium?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Then, Kaka.
All right. So,
All right.
just to verify, you're leaving Kwansang and Alcaeus with the cart on the road.
Okay,
and
let's pull-
and a talking donkey.
Sure.
and
sure.
a beholder.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Basically a
beholder.
crippled beholder, but yes.
They don't know that. Whoever's going to rob them.
Right.
Brandon.
Should we pull it off the road? Like,
Yes.
Is
Yes.
that... Okay.
Okay.
If anyone has magics to protect it,
Well,
I have just good old Rondon timbers.
I have Wall of Stone, but I used my 5th level spell slot on Awaken. I have Polymorph.
Just polymorph the
Polymorph.
coverage.
Yeah.
Revivify, Dispel Magic, Pass Without a Trace.
Well, you could do pass without trace on the carriage, couldn't you?
I cast Pass Without a Trace on myself, and it affects anybody who remains within a certain vicinity of me for the duration.
Unless
Unless
you use your Christmas item.
I guess it's specifically a range of self and not a range of touch, which is the wording on the thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it says a range of touch becomes 60 feet, but like Pass Without a Trace is self.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, I'll do it if you'll let me, but I have protection from good and evil. I have fairy fire. I can make it more visible.
Look at this.
Barabbas.
Yeah, I don't have. We can also
Trust Kwansing.
Kwansing is mad capable.
Yeah. We could try and take it. I mean, we're not as far as we can towards the grove. We're not
That's
in a
true.
hurry.
That's true. Well, kind of. Can't let Kretschik get too far ahead, but
Well, that's
Oh
true.
yeah, that's right. Forgot about that.
yeah.
That bitch.
I guess I'll scout ahead a little bit. Is the road going to be an issue for the cart? Or the offshoot?
Is it going to be what?
Is it going to be an issue for the cart?
In what way?
Like if we take the cart down towards the Druid's Grove, are we going to run into rough terrain? Are there going to be overhanging branches?
Almost certainly, which is where that impeded movement comes in.
Right. Okay.
While not as perilous as a rocky terrain,
Right.
you know, a forest isn't
Right.
necessarily flat. You know, there's
Yeah. I don't have a lot prepared. Like I said, wall of stone could hide it, but
don't look behind this stone slab. Nothing suspicious behind here.
That will be good. Kwansing's got it. Kwansing got it. And also here's another 200 gold. Thank you.
God damn it.
I'm saying if you have any troubles, just yell really loudly. Eric has great hearing.
Oh, wait. Actually, sorry. Eric needs to just remember how his spell works. Kwansing, write your name here, and I'm going to open up the book, and there's a page that just has Balefire's name written on it, and I'm going to have Kwansing write his name on this book. And maybe just to be safe, you should use Alexander. I don't know. I guess whatever you consider your name to be. And then I'll have to initiate the message, but I'll check in with you periodically, and then you'll be able to respond to me, and we'll know how things are going.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. Alexander Hamill. No, not Hamill.
All right, well,
man.
that uses up that slot. Try it again. I only have one left.
Alexander beans.
Well, this book's no good anymore.
Tear a phone book in half.
That's what it is. It's his phone book. Literally.
Yeah.
Under that orange cloak, Eric has like guns, you know, like he's been holding back the whole time.
He has a strength score of 30.
All right, so Kwansing does end up writing his name into the book. And so now you have an established connection with him basically at will.
Yeah. So, so we're expecting it should take us like an hour or tops to get there, right?
Well, if I have a fly speed 60 feet, we can get there in 20 minutes.
Oh, no sweat. Yeah.
Spend some time talking, be back in a couple hours.
One thing, I'll check in with you when we get there. I'll send you a text.
I await your text message, as you were saying. Thank you.
Here's
Now I
another
must-
500 quid.
Now, please, take the rest of my money. I don't need it. I got pickles. And pickles is over the court. Now I'm making waffles. Anyways.
Nicole's first words, I'm making waffles. So yeah, I'll go with my Rockling Wild Shape.
Perfect. So,
Cacaw.
before anything happens, you move the cart off of the road.
Yes.
Alcaeus takes rest and begins to feed the horses with the feed that you also purchase. You begin to notice that as the time passed, the 8 hours of your journey, the moon is no longer hanging in the sky. It is now the time of day where the world has once again descended into darkness.
Magical darkness.
Magical darkness.
So I think, Eric, you and I can see at a certain length.
Yes.
I do have 120 feet of dark vision.
120.
Yes.
Yes, that is standard dark vision.
I think it's due to one of my rooms.
I thought standard was 60.
It is 60. It must be a different benefit that's giving him that then. But it does not pierce through magical darkness, Rondon.
We'll make it. I'm
I
sorry.
have-
That was
I
way
always
too
have-
aggressive.
The spell Dark Vision prepared, but it grants standard Dark Vision, not Devil's Sight.
It's okay. I got my shiny shard to help.
That's true. You could use the light of the shard to guide you.
I also have my Oculus Macabre that I forget about that can also, has a torch, kind of. So I'll just light up my Oculus Macabre.
Well, let's, I guess, if the world's descending into darkness, do the crystals in the carriage, do they pierce that darkness?
The luminous stones do not, no.
Okay, so like,
So we should leave the eye of Aragoth with Quan Sang.
that's
So that
smart.
he's
I think
not-
he has it, doesn't he?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Rondon, can you see the cot from where you are?
If I squint real hard, I think I can.
It's
And
behind you, Rondon.
Oh! Should turn around.
Which roundabout
I think I can.
is it visible? Like, does it matter if it's hidden?
I guess.
It
Yeah.
would matter to creatures of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Certain beasts and monstrosities do have that ability. And, some people may have the ability to pierce magical darkness.
You just hear a wolf run headfirst into the carriage. I couldn't see it.
It's Wolf.
Oh!
So
That's
maybe
hilarious.
we just set up camp. Wait for the moon to come back up. Stay together.
That's fair.
I suppose that seems like
The smart move.
yeah.
Cool.
And then we can figure out Valen in the morning. I guess in the night.
In the night morning.
It's so weird because when the moon comes up, it's nighttime, but that's when it's daytime in
Right.
this context, relatively. And it's weird.
So if we ever turn the sun back on, we are going to have some serious jet lag.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let's rest for the night.
How tall or wide would the carriage fit inside a tiny hut?
Definitely not.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, it's only 10-foot radius. Never mind. No way.
Did you have more, Mike?
No.
Doesn't Kwanzaa have something that helps detect anyone that crosses like a certain line?
Warding Whisk. I don't know if
That's
he has that like prepared.
Okay.
It's functionally the alarm spell. Which, Eric, do you have the alarm spell?
I do not.
As I could push through the night, keep watch with my 120 feet dark vision and various animal senses. And then I just rest as we're traveling. Get my 8 hours in.
I don't like that idea.
You don't like it?
No. But I guess it only affects your ability score for checks. If you get 1 point of exhaustion.
Well, if we're staying here, whoever's taking watch could be using the eye. And
Well,
so we don't have to worry about the darkness.
Yeah. Well, I'll turn to Atreus. Is that our carriage person's name?
Alcaeus.
Alcaeus. So close. So close. Hey, Alcaeus. Alcaeus, do you sleep?
Yeah, what kind of creature do you think I am?
I just
Not
some
really
creature
rude.
that I'm not. I don't know. I'm not familiar with.
We were just in their town. They have inns.
I know. Oh, I thought that was for the outer towners. I didn't know that was for them too. I mean, who do you think I am? I don't know a lot about these people, and now you're making me feel really insecure about it.
Okay, forgive us. He's been a lot of places, but apparently not to Ono.
Do you think I would have been owner if they have my face plastered? I would have remembered that. Now you're making me feel insecure about my face, Dane.
Rondon, you've got a wonderful face. Don't tell Carla I said that. She's going to ship it even more.
Okay.
I'll take first
Sorry.
watch.
Okay.
I'm sorry for being so rude. I'm gonna go to bed now.
Okay.
I'll take 2 hours as an owl.
Just so you know, it will be several hours before the moon rises again.
This is it a 12-12 sort of thing, or
Basically, yeah.
okay? So we've got 12 hours of stationary.
I mean, I'm always down for a nice long rest.
Is there lights in our magical boxes in our rooms in our little houses?
There are luminous stones, but they do not pierce magical darkness.
So if we were to open one right now, it wouldn't make a difference.
Correct.
Likewise, if I lit a bonfire, it wouldn't make a difference.
Correct.
Okay.
It would provide warmth,
Right.
and possibly with the radius of your shard, if you ignited it, it would make a difference.
That's right. I'm just trying to think, like, we can see, but we don't want to be seen. I don't think there's going to be many bandits out, like, oh, who can we catch in the dark, you know? But I don't know. I'm not a bandit.
Okay. Or am I? You look down, you have like 2 scimitars and like a woman's purse in your hand.
You're standing right behind Eric and just like the smooth man sends his regards.
So we got 12 hours to hang out. And yeah.
I'll take the second 4-hour watch.
Sure, I'll go after that.
Quan saying you can handle the rest. Okay.
I'm too busy giving my cold away.
Sorry.
Okay, so not necessarily a need for rest per se. You could just take some leisure, maybe some downtime activities if you should so choose. But time begins to pass. Go ahead.
I have spell slots to recover once we get to that point.
Gotcha. So your first watch, are you taking watch above the carriage, outside of it?
I'll I'm going to wild shape into an owl
Okay.
for the boost to my hearing and sight. I have the devil's vision still.
When you
for
do that,
120
it makes
feet.
me think that the owl's eyes are like going in different directions.
I understand that. That makes sense. I think it was more the hearing and the sight. It was the two things.
Mhm.
That's the list. Anyway, and I'll like kind of perch on top, do a couple loops around every so often.
Gotcha.
Kind
So
of check out the trees, also what we've got in the area.
yeah, go ahead and just make a perception check as you take your first shift of the watch.
And I'm rolling with advantage because of the owl's keen hearing and sight. That is 2 18s that I just rolled, plus 9, 27.
All right. Throughout your watch, there are animals that begin to curiously approach the cart. Some like deer, squirrels, rabbits, even a wolf, and some other wolves begin to approach the horses as they are out and unprotected, and you kind of have to shoo them away. They appear to be normal wolves, and so with any kind of show of force, you could drive them away.
I'll do that, just to be clear.
Okay. Taking a look around, with that perception roll, you begin to notice that also some of the nature around you is not as normal as it was beforehand. Almost as if something is slowly happening to the woods. You can see that some of the trees, while a lot of them would have like this very kind of vibrant, kind of brown bark and lively like leaves and structure, they seem to have like these kind of gray, almost like splotches, like almost as if there's some kind of a blight happening. And it doesn't seem as though it is incredibly invasive, but something is definitely happening to the forest where it's not as healthy as it once was.
Can I try and determine a cause?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and just roll a nature check.
It's just a straight check, +5.
Hey.
All right.
Natural 20.
For a total of?
25.
Okay. You take some time inspecting the nature around you. Indeed, there is a blight that is plaguing this forest. Gradual as it may be, it seems as though some greater influence is taking hold here. What it could mean could have to do with any number of things. It could be that something has moved into the area, causing a regional effect. It could be something poisoning the land. Or it could be that, and in your experience, there may have something to do with maybe like a nature spirit that is becoming corrupted.
So it might be really important we go talk to Velen. Okay.
Other than that, however, your watch goes unperturbed.
Okay.
As it is, whose was it next?
It'll be me.
Perfect. Dane, you take to your rest, however you wish to spend it, and Rondon, you take to the outdoors. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Wait, do you have a way? You're using the eye, right?
Yep.
You're using the eye. Okay, perfect. Go ahead and just make a straight perception check for me.
All right. Sorry, let me get to my character sheet. So it's looking at future level stuff like a dummy. Perception. That's a +0, so. Okay, you died. 7.
7. Okay. While not as thorough as Dane's watch was, it is very peaceful. You know these woods like the back of your hand. You grew up in them. And so there's something about returning to this place that kind of hits a little close to home. It just being in this area again. Something that not a lot of people know about you, Rondon, is that because you are a forest gnome, you do have the ability to communicate with small critters. And while it hasn't been that prevalent in your adventures so far, you take the time to speak to all kinds of critters throughout your watch. And while you don't have the ability to necessarily understand them, they gather around to hear your stories and take part in any jokes that you might have, and maybe also because you have some food that you're giving out for free. A couple of foxes, some squirrels, rabbits, and even a lone stray wolf comes by. And you have to remind him to have his manners about him with the other smaller creatures. It's very comical to see that you're kind of this kind of overseer of all of these little woodland creatures, and every once in a while someone will peek out from the carriage and just see you surrounded by a bunch of woodland creatures and kind of shake their head. Not very... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, I shit you not. There I was in the stomach. I was stuck. I was like, I don't know what to do. You know, there's these little berries. I don't know if you guys ran into them, but I ran into a lot of them. Leaky berry juice. Leaky berry juice. Pull it out. I come right out. I shit you not. That thing shit me.
And you appear to have a very captivated audience. And while not a very productive watch per se, nothing ends up happening during your watch.
Although you should really hear Wolf's laugh. It's just... it's the wildest thing. Just... It's just so weird. They don't really understand how to laugh, but I love it. I love them.
All right. Eventually, you return to the carriage as Eric Mugweed. You begin your watch.
Just turn to Eric. Just like, you watch out for these little foxes. They're truly sly. They really speak for themselves.
Yeah, sure they do, Rondon. And I'm gonna, even though I've got a little bit of dark vision, it's only 30 feet, so I'm gonna also use the eye.
Okay.
And hey, Rondon, you mind if I borrow that big amethyst that we used for scrying earlier?
Oh, it's like, oh, this thing just kind of... It was just like propping my axe into the corner, just like, oh yeah, here you go. Just toss it to him.
Still can't believe how perfectly that worked out. I love that so much.
Yeah.
What?
That amethyst.
Oh, yeah.
But
That was
I think I rolled it like in that 20 on that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Kiss.
So I'm going to wait probably an hour or so into my watch time and make sure that I feel relatively secure. And if at that point I don't think there's any real reason for concern, I'm going to cast Scrying. But it takes 10 minutes to do, during which time I probably won't be very alert with my watch.
Sure. So, I'll have you go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
Just a straight roll. Using the eye gives you full clarity in this magical darkness.
It's going to be a 4.
4. Okay. So, whether it might be because you have other things on your mind, or because you are preparing the spell, there is that haunting laughter that rings throughout your mind. Not that one.
I don't want you bringing those wolves around anymore.
They're laughing at me, Rondon. They're laughing at me. No.
It's quite something special. Bless their hearts.
And so you're a bit shaken, not able to perceive much, but there is a little sense of security in this little green light that flashes on your shoulder every couple of minutes. And while it might be just a small little light, this inconsequential little creature that travels with you, it keeps you grounded in this strange and difficult time. Having Borby near you, that small green light that pierces the darkness for whatever reason. After a little while of maybe just sinking a little too deep into your own thoughts, shake your head and you begin to prepare the spell, setting your book down and placing the crystal kind of in the little crevice between the pages.
And I'm going to set the eye down next to me so I can focus on this, and I'm concentrating on Finn Thornhill.
Okay.
love higher level D&D.
No, right?
All right. So for this, you're very familiar with this target.
And we cut off his finger, so we have piece of him.
You what? Alright, so you know the target well. You do not have a likeness picture, possession garment, or a body part or anything. Okay, so this will be a -5 to save here.
And my DC is 18.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Closing your eyes, you begin to feel the magical energy swell around you as the crystal actually levitates from the book itself. Softly glowing, you can see this purple spark in your mind's eye as this vision comes into your mind. There is this swirl of black and purple and gray with these flashes of light, almost like lightning strikes, that you begin to see this barren landscape with cracked gray and ashy dirt. These blackened spires that jut out from the earth, reaching towards the heaven with their hooked and gnarled, almost like thorns wrapped around them. There is a tumultuous wind that spirals in the air above this land. The swirling nexus of malice. There is a focus that comes into view, this halfling, though whatever remnants of halfling that they might have had is almost like a mere remnant. As you can see that from their face, there appears to be some sort of recognition in Finnan's face, though his skin is gray, also ashy. These crimson, opaque red eyes, pupilless, and these sort of tufts of black hair that seems to grow from his face, almost as if there's some kind of malefic transformation. The black cloak extends down towards the ground, dragging on the cracked, ashy earth behind him. These cloven feet clip-clop along this twisted, horrible landscape. No words are said. No one else is around him. But he clutches in his hand this glowing purple wand. Itself also covered in thorns, much like these rocky spires that surround this desolate and forgotten hellscape. He marches on, and your vision recedes back to where you were.
Wow. Okay. I don't know how to take that, and I sit there, just kind of sit with it for a little while. So the eye is still resting next to me. Not I'm not actively keeping watch, a little negligent on my duties, as I just kind of consider that for a while. And I'll pull out a couple sheets of my stationery and just try and kind of draw a sketch of the spires with the thorns coming up out of them, sort of a general lay of the land, so that I can describe it later. And having done that, then I'll pick up the eye and resume the rest of my watch.
Okay. Which you find great difficulty in doing so. These images burned into your mind. Unable to close your eyes without seeing them. Those horrific crimson eyes, emotionless. You begin to disassociate for a little while until you're reminded that your watch is essentially over as Dane comes out, and it seems that as this time comes, the moon is suddenly beginning to show itself once again in the sky. A little thicker than before. It appears as though it is waxing at the moment.
Damn,
Like-
that moon is thick.
Passive insight 19. Am I going to pick up that Eric is?
It depends on if
Probably.
Eric is attempting to.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm not making any effort to hide it.
Sure. Everything all right, Mugweed?
I'm gonna just sort of motion to the crystal sitting there. I looked in on Finnan. You remember Finnan from home?
I remember.
He looks more demon than a halfling anymore. I don't know where he was. He's no place like I've ever seen. Are you familiar with a land that's just a barren wasteland? And I'm gonna kind of show, and as I'm holding the picture I tried to draw, I realized, wow, dark vision is not good for drawing, and so I'm trying to catch it a little better now that there's moonlight. But he's not. I don't think he's Finnan anymore. I don't know. I don't know where he was. I don't know what he was doing. He seemed alone. I thought maybe I'd be able to, I don't know, save him, bring him back home. I don't think that's a possibility anymore. I don't think he's there anymore.
Lord Mugweed, I remind you that I left home to find a way to bring my fiancée back from being turned into a tree. I don't think I believe in anyone being too far gone anymore. It might be difficult. It might take us a long time to find it, but we'll get your friend back.
Well, friend is way too strong a word. We grew up together. We were never friends.
But you care for him,
But-
in a sense.
I guess in a way, yeah. Yeah, I do.
So maybe not a friend, but he's important to you.
Well, if for no other reason than I worry that that's in store for me. He was on the same path. We started on the same path, at least. Well, there's nothing to be done about it now.
Kind of
It's something to.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Just kind of button, just like, Eric, don't worry about it. We'll kill you before that ever happens. Don't speak that way. We love you to death.
I appreciate that, Rondon. Maybe you can get one of your little fox friends to chew out my throat.
We could. I mean, it's really the wolves that'll do it, and they'll laugh about it later. I swear, you should really. It's very interesting.
Oh,
It's
I
a
don't
weird
want
thing.
to.
I mean, Wolf, come here. I have. It's how you
What
call.
was that?
It's how you call wolves. Have you never called a wolf?
You howl.
Well, hold on. Did I call a wolf, or what did I call last night?
To be fair, Rondon, you probably have more experience at this than Dane does, so he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, all you can do is turn into animals. Can you? Are you friends with the animals? I think not.
Fair point. You're
Checkmate.
probably right. I just went to school, Rondon.
Wow, I can't believe you would bring up your higher education like this.
It wasn't even higher education. It was just education.
Okay, Mr. Fancy Britches.
And this playful banter brings Eric back out of his doldrums a little bit and kind of laughing about it. All right.
I do want to ask Brandon, does that landscape sound familiar to me?
Not in the slightest, no.
Okay.
At least my mother loved me. I'm sorry, that was way too harsh. I'm so sorry, Dane. That was way rude.
You're not wrong.
Shut up, Dane.
You
I
hear
love
the
you.
slight cackle of wolves just outside of the carriage as that joke kind of stings a little hard there, and with that, we'll take our break.
I told you.
Good lord.
All right, so we'll return at. You want to just call it 11?
Yeah, might as
Sound
well.
good?
That works.
It'll work.
55-11.
What was that?
The 55-11 somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's fine.
7-11. Just call it some.
5-11.
All right, we shall return shortly. See you in a few.
Deb.
And we are back from break. Had a little bit of a hiccup with the tech issues, but we got that figured out. Excuse me.
You're excused.
No, don't excuse him.
No, he's excused, Brandon.
No, I don't excuse you
Mac.
for that. Who? Who am I?
All right, so we've returned from break. Your rest is had. You can all take off a long rest should you so need.
I got distracted by the technical things and forgot to finish preparing my spells.
Oof.
Dang it, Tyler. Oh,
Never find a spellcaster again.
The moon once again begins to ascend, covering the world below with its radiant moonlight. For a brief while, you'll have this light, but after a couple hours, you'll return to darkness once again. Let's see. Given this, a day has passed, and it is now the 25th of Kythorn. The sale for the curator is in 5 days.
Okay.
All right. So, relatively uneventful, but kind of eventful. No real threats, but some goings on around you. You have reached your long rest unscathed, and you are free to choose how to proceed with your journey.
I will. Oh, sorry. You were going to say something, Mike?
Nope, go for it.
I was going to say, I want to point out to these guys the light on the trees that I saw.
I don't think it's anything to worry about. I know my trees. This is fine. Just kidding. Bryn, I would actually like to do kind of a nature check on that to kind of like nature, I guess a nature kind of check. You decide, I guess.
What are you trying to understand?
I'm trying to understand if the blight on the trees is just something natural happening either from the lack of proper sunlight or if this is just magical caused or like cursed.
Gotcha. So go ahead and roll an Arcana check for me.
All right, and I think I get advantage on Arcana checks because of my storm room.
Yes, that sounds right.
That sounds right.
I remember being shocked about this before.
So, yes.
Money.
My Arcana is +1. Okay, 18. Not bad.
18. Inspecting the blight that you see across the vegetation around you, it does seem to have some kind of magical nature to it. It is definitely not natural. However, its origin and specific cause of it is unknown to you. But you can definitely tell that this is something that is it's not natural, and it is magically causing the forest to decay, albeit not immediately like full force or obvious. The forest is relatively still healthy, however you can see that it is becoming affected in some way.
Yeah. So I think how Rondon would discover this, you just take his axe, kind of like shave a little bit off a tree and just kind of like
what?
Axe?
Okay.
His ass.
Just take my ass, scrape it against it. Sorry. Just shave off a little bit of the tree, just kind of like just taste it. Just, well, this tastes gross. It's not natural kind of gross. It's magical kind of gross.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, I can't really detect what the source is or what is causing it, but it's nasty. I don't like it.
It doesn't taste like a certain kind of magic.
Nah. None that my pal can understand. Eric, try it. Just kidding.
I'll take it from him, but then I'm just going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, just do it the fancy way, I guess.
So, You cast the detect magic spell, and while its magic type seems to be more of an... Here, give me 2 seconds.
While he's examining this, I'm going to sit down and start focusing on a ritual.
I'm just gonna start dancing.
The type of magic actually seems to be a necromancy.
Yes.
With this information, I'll allow you an Arcana check to gain different kind of information.
Can I give him the assist on it? Because I did an Arcana check on
No, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah. It was kind of a stretch ask.
I really don't need it. It was a good roll. 24.
24.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice
With this newfound
roll.
knowledge of the detect magic, categorizing it as necromantic magic, this is almost certainly a curse.
So this has a 30-foot radius. Is it kind of everywhere?
You can sense like bits and pieces, like little blotches around. It appears to be affecting most of the area around it. And while the blight itself isn't like a magical presence, you can tell that it is affected by a magic of some kind.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I relay all of that. This seems like the kind of thing that Velen may know more about or need to know about if he doesn't already.
Necromancy.
Beads.
And as he's discovering that, I am ritual casting Commune with Nature.
Okay.
All of a sudden, all you just hear is screams.
Okay.
Nature's in pain. Ah!
I'm looking specifically for prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or peoples. Probably for plants, prevalent plants. I think I have to pick one of these. What do you think? Fae or undead? Or fiend or undead? If I had to search for a powerful...
I lean towards Fiend, but that's because I just got done looking in on Finnan.
That's fair.
Yeah. I'd say odds and evens.
No, I'll go Fiend. That works.
Okay.
And then any influence from another plane of existence within 3 miles.
Ooh, 3 miles.
Okay, so let me just...
This is a ritual. Doesn't even take a spell slot.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
I'm so happy.
Okay, so let me just get that one more time so I can write it down. So your 3 asks are...
Prevalent plants within 3 miles. Any powerful fiends.
Okay.
And any influence from other planes of existence. Actually, just take a picture.
No, I'm just... It's looking at my character sheet. That
Got it.
And
It
then
was like a flash.
Yeah, it was just switching between windows.
Got it.
Words are failing me.
All right, so here's what happens. As you hold the Apexis Flora in both arms, you kind of twist the staff into the earth, and it kind of burrows. This magical pulse suddenly grows from the base of the staff, almost like extending roots that connect you to the surrounding wilderness. And in this, you get several flashes in your mind as it almost seems as though your consciousness is racing throughout this entire landscape. There is, or rather, there are fiends in the area, as you can suddenly kind of imagine, or rather see in your mind, that once again, that same bone devil has returned.
Of course it is. Of course he has.
Well, it seems like we're just gonna have to end his life for good.
We can't fight him till Kwansang's with us, though. He's got to go 3 for 3.
All right. Put away my shotgun for now.
This bone devil does, however, have more reinforcements than he did before. It seems as though every time you face him, he gets a little stronger. Your mind once again, flashes of consciousness distribute throughout the woodland area. And you do get a prevalent plant in mind. This very large rotten tree that you can see. It kind of, you can feel its pain from the inside. Twisted, gnarled, and gray, nearly falling apart. You can see that around its little grove there are also like smaller trees and shrubs and different kinds of vegetation that appear to have grown rotten. It appears to be the source of this kind of malignant force around the forest.
Do I get a location on that, or like a bearing?
Let's see. Yes. It would be further along the road which you are traveling, kind of to the southeast of the Lake of Timbers.
That bastard. Trying to go for my hometown.
Got it, thank you.
And then for the last part, influence from other planes of existence, most definitely. The entire woodland area has influence from a different plane of existence, which you quickly gather to be from the Dark Veil itself. Emerging in a crossing between two realms seems to be affecting Barristwall.
He said the name.
Roll the credits now.
You're in control of that, Brandon.
Or I'd like to thank our artists.
Yeah, man.
So I imagine like the Kalistar blue glow is back, but it's like REM.
Oh, sure.
So like as they're seeing it, I'm just like looking and my hands are darting in every direction essentially.
Almost having like a Doctor Strange moment.
Kind of. Which was super spooky when I first saw it in theaters.
My first thought was like, how many takes did you have to do just sitting there just doing that?
Mm-hmm.
I think about that a lot. We'll talk about that another time, but everything you see on a screen has to be filmed. Which means that there's a bunch of dumb little 2-second shots that people are just going like, you know? Anyway, I think about that every time I watch a movie, and now you all will too. I will come back to myself. I found the source, southeast of the lake. But the Bone Devil is back.
Immediately taking up the eye and starting to scan the surroundings.
Yeah, did I get a feel for how far away he was? Was he moving toward us?
He was definitely moving toward you. However, currently he is not. He is not within immediate like travel distance of you. At the moment, he actually appears to be. Let's see, where is it? Let me get my map out quick. He appears to be between the Druid's Grove and the Lake of Timbers. So in this kind of like dead area in between. Like I said, not immediately close to you. It would probably be, several hours before, like at a full pace, that he would get to you.
I'll relay that. He's not on us yet, but he's after us. He's probably after this, and I'll tap my chest.
Do you think the fact that we have more of them is bringing him? What are we worried about? We've beaten him twice, and look how much more powerful we are now.
He's got more with him.
Oh. Well.
And we are down one of our number. Oh no, Balefire.
Yeah, she'll be fine. No worries.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the sending spell with her name written in my book, and the 25 words. Balefire, Dane has detected the Bone Devil back in this area. Please be careful. Reply if you want to.
Got 7 more words.
Love, Lord Eric Mugweed, the first. Thanks.
Okay, bye. She just replies back, okay, here's 500 gold. Wow, it's so cool.
Sweet.
Our friends are so generous.
I will say, Laura Bailey has ruined that spell for me. And I won't go into any more details because of Mike's sake.
She's wonderful.
All right.
So you do get a reply. She just says, well, I don't think that will be a problem. I'm within town, so unless he's going to be going through the gods, I think we'll be fine. Okay, love you, bye.
Oh, my heart.
Like it was yesterday that we said goodbye to her, but it's still like, it's been so long.
Yeah.
Also, did Balefire fight the Bone Devil?
Didn't she with us the second time?
The second
that's
time,
true.
was she with us?
Maybe? It's hard to remember.
I mean,
No, she
that was
did.
She
did.
After we buried Pip and started making our way to Onor.
Yep.
Was
Yep.
when we encountered
Yeah.
the Bone Devil the second
Yeah.
time.
It's hard to remember. Jesus, Carla, stop giving your characters away.
Just be aware, if you kill Rondon, I'm coming back as a duck.
All right.
So we've got this tree that needs to be dealt with. We're probably going to have to fight a small army of fiends on the way to it. We might just need to pass the information on to Velen, if he doesn't already know.
Yeah, we should go soon if there's a chance that he would get. Is there a chance if we go to the grove that he'll get here before we get back?
He said he's like hours of travel away.
Yeah. Let's see. From here,
If we go just the three of us, I'd get any scrolls from him that I might be able to use to further my training instead of staying with him to actually do any training. Rundon asked about the egg, and we just make it quick. We can get back on the road and be ready for it.
yeah, he's about 40 miles off from where you are.
Okay.
I mean,
So-
I'll take the information, but the spell does specify 3 miles.
Oh, does it? Oh, that's okay.
Okay,
I'll just say that
Divine intervention.
it's contained within the forest itself.
okay, cool. I'll take it.
You fly us there, Dane, get us there in like 20, 21 minutes. 20.
You said it was
19?
like 2 miles to the grove?
About 2 miles. Yep.
3 miles. So flying as a rockling with a 60-foot fly speed, that's 6 miles an hour.
Okay.
So 20 minutes.
And I just hop on her back and just slap her like, yeah!
I'm done. That's very undignified.
Well, I was anticipating the transformation mid-hop, but here we are.
You hear some ominous cackling in the woods as you see some wolves just.
Undone, you tell them to leave the horses alone.
Get out of here, you lie. You
And they
weirdos.
scurry off into the forest.
They do that like dog scramble.
And then they take off.
I don't know where we got the tile floor, but here it is.
All right, I'll use a wild shape to transform into a rockling.
All right, perfect.
There we go. This is what I was expecting.
Despite your insistence, Persea will stay behind.
That's what I was thinking for this time. That's just the 3 of us. We'll go
Yeah.
quicker. We're not gonna have time for like a proper like, hey, Fey lady, here's an archdruid. You know,
Yeah,
get to know each other.
she'd rather stay back and protect Kwansing and the card and everyone.
Yeah. Super on board.
So, as you transform into the young rockling that you had seen oh so long ago in your adventure, the 2 smaller folk crawl atop your back, gaining some grip on your feathers, and you take to the sky. Breaking the boughs of the trees, you soar high above. The wind
hit by an
passing through. What's that?
You get hit by an airplane.
Why didn't we take one of these?
Once again, you feel the calming breeze as you look at the landscape around you. Turn to the north and you see the great Peregrine Peaks, these enormous mountains off in the distance that are, for the most part, it's a little hard to see them with how thick the wood is around you. But with the soft, milky glow of the moonlight framing everything around the forest, it is a sight to behold. With this newfound vantage point, you can also see a clash of titans in the sky above with the moonlight. Very far away. You can just see sparks of red and white, blues, far, far above the world that you are currently traversing. Although there is an ever-raging war happening at the moment, it seems as though the immortals are doing their best to keep it away from the realms themselves. For how long, you do not know, but at the moment you are safe. You begin to descend as you begin to feel the similar presence of druidic magic, Dane. Descending into the trees, or through the trees, you eventually come upon this, that same kind of burrow in the ground, covered in these thick, vibrant green vines. And as you near it, you can see a very familiar symbol, kind of ethereally floating at the entranceway of the Druid's Grove.
Wolves are back.
I will land. I'm going to stay in my wild shape so I don't have to burn 2 uses.
Okay.
Can I guess I probably... Can I get in the opening?
As you recall, you do have the ability to, as you, in your Dane shape, the sigil appears in your hand.
Got it. I will approach and hold out a wing.
Okay. The similar effect as the vines kind of recede and pull away, kind of burrowing back into the earth, and you can see the opening to this grove, this burrow in the earth, kind of slanted sideways. The same familiar tunnel kind of presents itself before you, as you can see the same kind of wispy blue and green glow of fireflies glowing from within.
Borby's people.
Borby's people.
Do I fit in the tunnel?
Let me take a look. Surprisingly, you do.
All right.
Though it is a little cramped, you do fit.
That's fine. Yeah. I guess I'll kind of shimmy the smaller folk off my back.
Now I want to be dragged across the ceiling.
Just every
That
bump
sounds
in the ceiling, just dunk, dunk, dunk,
Oh.
dunk.
Yeah. Maybe should have gotten off. Yeah. Just walk through and just like, Velen, you here? It's me, Rondon Timbers. And I got Dane, but he's in a rock form.
Damn it, I thought I changed those locks now.
You did, but
Going home.
I found the key. Don't worry.
It was right under the mat. All right, so as you begin to progress further and further in, you know that this tunnel's relatively long before you get to any of the common areas. And so as you continue forward, calling out Velen's name, eventually you do come upon this, what you remember him as, this very large, mystical-looking centaur-like form, with bits of moss and vines kind of draping off of his form. This upper torso made entirely of twisted and knotted wood that creates his this very what would I want to say? What's the word? Imposing
Abdomen?
appearance.
Oh, imposing.
These beautiful wooden antlers that curl upward, and this kind of almost like a wooden, kind of like a slate-like face that is essentially looks like a mask that has the two holes for the eyes. He carries with him a hooked staff, and he approaches all of you. And there's this kind of aura of calm and welcome around him as he approaches and he says, "It's been some time, my friends. Welcome back."
I give a big, like, Zazu bow, like with the wings out, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Phil, I forgot how cool you were. Glad to see you again. I have this bacillus egg. I don't know how to take care of it. Can you help me?
I certainly can.
Oh, thank God.
It's great for breakfast.
Yeah. Scrambled or no?
Over easy. No, you're ruining it.
Yeah. Scrambled it is now. Anyways. He says, "Yes, I would be happy to help you with that, Rondon. It's good to see all of you. I hope you are all in good health."
I also forgot to mention, the forest is looking real bad out there. Whatever you want to do first. I think there's cursed. Bone Devil's on his way to somewhere close to us. I mean, I could have let Dane talk because I mean, he, it's Kalishtar kind of. Well, not Kalishtar. I don't know. I don't know if he's Kalishtar. I'm speaking out my mouth.
You are speaking out your mouth, Rondon. No argument there. Helen, it's really good to see you again. And I apologize that we're sort of rushing through. We don't want to leave our companions alone for too long because Dane, the bird, did sense that there is a devil in the forest that we think is probably hunting us, but they're also possibly related, possibly not. Seems to be a curse on the plant life and maybe wildlife in the area. Is this something you know anything about?
And my
Yes.
bacillus egg.
I too have felt the influence of this curse.
What's going on?
Well, you see, for many ages, the balance and the struggle between progress and the preservation of nature have pushed to and fro. But with the dark veil descending, it seems as though this balance is shifting in one way and corrupting the minds and the spirits of the forest in one way or another. While I myself speak for and to the forest and the wilderness, it too has a mind of its own. And so it seems as though this forest or this spirit has fallen prey to the whispers of the ancient evil beyond the veil, and such is corrupting the forest, cursing it.
What can be done to reverse this effect?
There are many ways to do this, but you must have the resolve and the power within yourself to resist and push back against this malignant force. One such way would be to eliminate the spirit causing the problem, or to attempt to pacify. Both are equally acceptable. However, know that the spirit, through its corruption, will have grown violent and dangerous.
I will chime in with the mind link. When I communed with the forest, I saw the tree. I saw the source of it, a great gnarled, hulking thing. Well, I want to help, but we're spreading ourselves thin. Is this something that needs immediate attention? How quick is this curse taking hold?
At the moment, it appears as though it is progressing quite slowly, and with enough time can be addressed. But these things are better acknowledged sooner rather than later.
So like 3-4 months.
Exactly.
Okay.
We'll get to it next summer.
My schedule's just been so busy. I mean,
Right.
I can barely squeeze in a breath. Am I right?
You hear the soft cackling from the tunnel before you.
Get those damn wolves out of here!
I will briefly explain Kretchik
Okay.
and all that's going on with that. Like the shards that we're pursuing
Mm-hmm.
and this rogue agent, spider lady. And then I'd hoped to stay and train for a short time, but I don't think that's on the table. Are there any scrolls you can send with me that could help me master anything new? Or should I just return and study under you again? And from a meta standpoint, I'm not looking for like new druid powers, just like, hey, Dane's learning to be a druid, you know?
Mm-hmm. At the moment, there is nothing I can offer you, save for a place to rest. However, it has recently come to my attention that should you wish to pursue it, there is another obelisk.
Another obelisk.
Another druid obelisk.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Within the Sandshire thicket to the south of Mirkwell, the eastern port of western Primaris.
This is not legible.
Eastern port of Western Primaris.
And we're on Western Primaris?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I thank you. That will be very helpful. I had completely forgotten about those obelisks. I was like, what? Another what?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where we'll be headed, but if we're that way, I'll seek it out. Thank you.
Now about my egg.
In regards to that egg, it appears to be in all right condition. However, this particular type of basilisk thrives in a warm and moist environment with soft dirt underneath it. You want to create a nest with these conditions if you are to expect this youngling to survive.
Okay. Soft, moisture that's warm. I think it works with something like that.
The Rockling Dane nods.
I agree. I concur.
But it's like a parrot.
Alright, I'm gonna put this back in my pouch. I'll worry about the rest later. Unless. No, I'll worry about it later. When I get home. Oh.
Just to be sure, I'll explain where I was aware of that tree, so that he has that knowledge should it be important to him, and double down on the Bone Devil. Like, hey, like, keep an eye out. That dude is bad news. And that's all I got.
All right. Anything else you guys have for Velen?
That's all I can think of. I got my answer.
Oh, I awakened a mule.
Bye
Thought you might like to know it.
Very impressive.
We can say he's a smart ass.
Zing.
All right, this ends my career. I can't get any better than this. Babe.
You might have peaked in that moment.
Be wary of what you might awaken in the future.
Wow. I'm sensing some negativity in the room. Yeah.
Why is that?
It is not uncommon for creatures or other vegetation, once having gained sentience, to either rebel against their masters or to take up a cause in direct conflict with them. For example, an awakened cow might plot against a ranch that holds its brethren. An awakened tree may or may not corrupt a forest. I trust your judgment, Dane, but be wary. This magic is very powerful.
I know and I love it.
I'm gonna awaken everything.
Got any agates? I'll say with the mind link so Eric can't hear. What about a firefly?
It could work, yes.
But are we in danger of a firefly?
Perhaps.
We're always in danger of fireflies.
That's a good point.
Think of it this way. A firefly may seem inconsequential, But spies come in all shapes and sizes. One with sentience might prove useful or detrimental in the right circumstances.
And then, just so everyone's keeping track, Eric heard Velen say Firefly.
Okay, so Velen is responding out loud.
Oh, I guess I don't know. I had never established a mind link.
So then he would be responding out loud.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's just these pauses where he and I are just staring at each other,
Yeah.
and you guys, like, are they done yet?
This is super awkward. I feel like they're talking about us.
Okay, good to know. I can work with that. Thank you.
Very well. It was good to see all of you. I hope that you continue to stay in good health and that our paths might cross again.
Hopefully soon.
And if words, they're failing me right now. Sorry. And if you're ever in the Lake of Timbers, just look up my family. We're everywhere. We'll treat you right.
Or
I appreciate that.
Up by way of Fort Varus, which is ours now. Just, you know.
Oh yeah, we also started an Order of Starlight.
Oh, you think you're so cool now that you... No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. Thank you for noticing.
Yeah, you want to be in our club?
Okay.
We got a secret handshake.
I
It's
do
just
that
a
with the
regular
wings.
All right. With that, you depart from the
I'm going to
Druid's Grove.
shoot a quick message to Huansang saying we're on our way back. Everything cool?
You get a response. Eric, come quick. There are devils and demons all over. I'm just kidding.
Here's
Gotcha.
500 more gold.
Yeah.
Huansang. All right, he's good. Let's go.
That prankster.
Shuffle back through the... kind of do like the bird hop.
Sure.
I was going to say, Dane, why aren't you flying us? Why are you just walking on the ground?
We're in the tunnel. Until we're out of the tunnel, then I'll fly us.
And we'll be in the woods.
Into the woods.
All right. Exiting the Druid's Grove, the entrance once again seals with the large and thick, vibrant green vines as you wave farewell to Velen. Take to the skies, and over the course of the next 20 minutes or so, having spent relatively an hour in total there, or like the trip to and fro, you return to the carriage in the same state that you left it.
As we're getting in closer, I guess, Eric, did you tell us about the joke that he made?
Yeah, I would have told you.
Okay, I'm going to do a rock poop. Just near where Kwansing is.
Straight from the cloaca.
Just kind of, hey, buddy.
Ah.
Only Rondon's a joker.
I'm the funny guy.
And he looks up and he goes, huh, gross.
And I guess land in Dane shape and make ready the horses.
All right. The horses prepared, fed, rested, taken care of. Alcaeus has been tending to them and whatnot. and Persei has been keeping watch, and Kwansing has been as well. You do see that Pickles has kind of started this running joke where he starts walking on two legs and starts talking like a distinguished gentleman. And it just drives Kwansing wild, and he just milks it for all it's worth.
I love that.
Pickles, you're hilarious, man. I'm glad that you can talk now because this is fantastic.
That's Lord Pickles to you. And he's like,
I'm sorry, my liege. Here, take this amethyst and hold on to it.
all right, yes, Tyler.
Once we start hitting the road, I want to start looking through the forest for a few things.
Okay.
Specifically, I want to find, just kind of start cataloging some seeds. Start getting like a pouch, different kinds of seeds for different trees.
Sure.
I want to look specifically for any ash trees and any mistletoe growing on any trees.
Gotcha. So for this, I'll just have you go ahead and just roll a nature check for me.
Okay. That's a +5. 18.
Okay. We shall see what comes of this later.
All right. And then I guess, just let me know what kind of seeds I find.
Sure.
Just like the passive, maybe passive seeds.
Gotcha.
I want to start a grove at the fort. Both for lumber and for kind of a haven. A central park, if you will. A godswood.
Saying some really foreign words to me.
I'm gonna grow some lumber.
Oh, thank goodness. Wow. That sounds like a good plan, Dane.
A tiny forest.
The carriage begins to rock as you guys begin to move. You can hear the wheels begin to turn, and a little bumpy as you guys are getting kind of situated on the road. You continue to travel.
I'd also, I guess, like to make perception checks along the way too, to kind of look out for the Bone Devil.
Sure.
Just make sure that he ain't getting close.
There are any number of windows on this carriage, or you could go onto the roof.
Yeah, I'll be on the second story.
Okay.
Come on, baby. Well, I ain't see shit. I got a 6. +0.
Gotcha.
6.
So as you are traveling, not much of perceiving, but some birds start to crowd along the windows as you kind of, you just talk and talk,
yeah.
and they come.
Just like, do you guys really, you hearing these wolves? They just laugh so weird.
Rondon, could you ask them to help us keep an eye out?
Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. Hey, birds, you want to do me a favor? There's this giant, gross thing we call it a bone devil. It's full of bones, and it's a devil. I just kind
a
of
couple of them
describe.
just like gasp.
Yeah, I know. Really scary stuff. Hey, if you just fly high and you happen to see something that looks like, a bone devil, I just kind of describe the general form of what it would look like. Hey, just peck right at my head. Come find me again.
Go ahead and make a persuasion with advantage.
Alrighty, let's see what persuasion. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Big green die. +3. That's a 9. Plus 3, 12.
Did you roll with advantage?
Oh no! Oh, thank God. 10 plus 3, 13.
Hey.
You gather the message was received, and so this flock of probably about 12 birds that have just kind of like gathered around suddenly disperse, and they fly off into the surrounding wood. There's like there are a lot of like smaller birds, but there's this like one like owl that's like probably a good like 2 feet tall, that's like perched on you, kind of like digging its claws. It doesn't seem to know its like own strength, and it like basically leaps off of you and pushes you back a little, and you're like, oh, as it like tried to perch on you.
I'm just like, make sure you find the Bone Devil. And I'm just imagining like, just like a small little back and forth of just find the Bone Devil. Woo! The Bone Devil. Woo! I'm telling you, listen to me, the Bone Devil. Anyways,
all right, and so they take off. You gather the message was received. How it will play out, we'll kind of see how it happens. But you do continue your journey. And so at this point, there is quite a while of... Let's see. There are a couple of hours to kill if you guys have anything else to do.
I guess I am actively looking for seeds and whatnot. But as if looking from the carriage counts as a long rest, or a short rest, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Can I mark that off?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. I just want that wild shit back.
and I guess also with that, just trying to find like a nice little container for the egg, and just kind of filling it with some soft dirt, like between taking like little breaks to stretch your legs, just find like nice softer, and then pouring some water from a canteen to moisten it, and then keep it nice and warm.
All right.
I will. How long ago was it that you saw Benin?
It was well, it was during my watch, during our rest there. So probably 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago.
And he was traveling.
He was walking. It did seem like he was walking to something, not just strolling. He didn't look like the kind of guy who strolls anymore, you know?
Aye. There's something I've learned from Serafina and I want to try, and I thought this might be a good candidate for it if you'd like to perhaps speak with him.
What? Yeah. Yeah, I guess I don't have the Bale's spell concealing me anymore, so the risk of revealing myself by talking to him isn't there anymore anyway. I'm sure if they want to know where I am, they know. So, yeah.
The only downside is it'll put you in a trance And if he's not asleep now, you can wait up to 8 hours until he does fall asleep. But he needs to be sleeping for you to get through to him.
And while we're waiting, I'm in a trance.
You're in a trance, like when Persea, when she doesn't sleep and she's just kind of present, or when like when Konseng meditates, kind of.
Or when I kind of like just zone off into space. And
Right, when Rondon's just not paying attention.
Yeah, when we did that meditation with Konseng, that didn't go so well for me. I have a hard time just sitting still for that long, but maybe with your magic involved, I'll be able to focus a little better. Let's give it a shot.
All right. And if anything happens here, I'll bring you out from it. Aye?
Please, yes.
Aye. All right. I will take 1 minute. And I will use my 1/5 level spell slot for the day to cast Dream.
All right.
So, if the target is asleep, you appear in the target's dreams and can converse with the target as long as it remains asleep. You can shape the environment of the dream, creating landscapes, objects, and other images. If the target is awake when you cast the spell, you know it, and you can either end the trance or wait for the target to fall asleep. There is a save associated if you attempt to appear monstrous and scare it, at which point it would take 3d6 psychic damage on a failed save.
Wow.
All right, so as you prepare the spell, you both sit, closing your eyes. There's this brief moment where the spell begins to take effect. And suddenly it is like you're zapped with electricity as the spell fails.
Am I supposed to be in a trance now? This doesn't feel like a trance. Can
I'll
anyone
just
hear me?
Start like waving, like.
Oh, okay, it kicked in. All right.
No, it didn't. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what happened.
Well, so have you done this before? Does this mean that he stopped it, or did it just go wrong?
My understanding of the spell is that if he's not asleep, you wait until he falls asleep. But if he doesn't fall asleep within 8 hours, the trance ends. The fact that it just kind of pushed you back, I'm not sure. Maybe shielded from it somehow.
Or it might mean that he can't fall asleep.
Ah!
What's that voice?
Caligast.
The
Okay.
Caligast, yeah.
Okay.
He can't sleep?
I was really afraid that was a smooth talking man for a second. He just like, you trying to pull some stuff? You little nerds?
You actually recall, Eric, that you had this ability before.
I did, yes.
Past tense?
Yeah, I in meta terms, I switched it out when I leveled at one point.
Oh, it was an invocation.
Yeah, it was a Packed Boon, I believe. I don't know. It was something. Okay, well, that makes sense. That's too bad. Thank you for trying, Dane. We'll track him down at some point, or I'm sure our paths will cross again.
I am sure they will. I just hoped that you might be able to decide the terms of it.
Yeah, that would be preferable. We'll keep thinking on it, but it was a good idea.
Now I have to wait until tomorrow to try it again with someone else. And I'll kind of like reach out and kind of like just kind of one of these for Eric, like just a little, and then I'll go back to my searching.
Gotcha. As the journey progresses, the rattling of the cart and the steady...
Oh. So sorry. So sorry. It only lasts for an hour. After like 2 hours, I'm going to start casting Pass Without a Trace. Once we're like getting close to a point where it's like we're going to be intersecting with this guy soon, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start casting Pass Without a Trace on myself.
What's the radius of that?
Me and each creature I choose within 30 feet
Okay. Gotcha.
has a plus 10 bonus to stealth.
Gotcha. So creatures,
Not the card.
not the cart.
That's fair. Would I be aware of that distinction
Yes.
before I cast? Okay, then I'm not going to waste the spell slots. Just knowing that it's not going to... We can be hidden on the cart, but it's like, hey, look at that enormous carriage.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Okay, sorry for
conspicuous
interrupting for that.
at all.
Yeah.
But the horses can't hear them.
Yeah. Are we pulling anyone on this thing? Where
Ghost
they all go?
carriage.
Ghost.
Sorry, thank you for indulging me, Brandon, as you were.
Your journey progresses. And after a short time, you begin to hear some chirping around on and some calls of animals from your little windowsill, which can really only mean one thing.
All right, here's some bird seeds. Just kidding. Where? Can you point in a direction?
They begin to fly toward the path that you're actually traveling.
Well, piss. I just kind of... Excuse me. I go down to the second floor, or the first story. I'm just like, guys, the Bone Devils. We're headed towards the Bone Devil. Get your asses ready, I guess.
I'm going to go up to the roof and put Borby's saddle on
Okay.
and just keep watch from up there.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Yeah, right person for the job. 2.
2.
The right person for the job.
You're a little too focused on putting the saddle on Borby. And it's only until you begin to see several pairs of red eyes glowing around you in the darkness. You begin to hear the flitting of wings, reminiscent of that of the Bone Devil, but you also begin to hear and see these devils, rather, flying with these bat-like wings surrounding the cart, as well as several hounds beginning to close in, and the horses begin to absolutely panic as they stall. They're held in place by the cart, and you can see Alkay is beginning to look around, and he shouts out, something's happening.
Alcaeus, get to safety. Rondon, they're here.
All right. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna hop out the window and just enact Giant's Might. Just get ready for the battle.
All right, you enact Giant's Might, and there's a voice that rings out, this persistent evil that haunts you and that refuses to back down, and says,
How about we try this again?
and that's where we'll pick up next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm realizing now that of the potential combat spells that I prepared, they're all fire. Which I prepared before I knew that this guy was on our radar. Which is, like the most common resistance / immunity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well then, looks like you guys have a battle in store.
It sounds like it.
And who knows how long he will continue to haunt you and hunt you.
Forever.
Until we follow him back to the abyss and finish it there, is my guess.
And just
We just need to make friends with him.
that's the big brain power. Big brain power.
Got the big brain power. Hey, Brandon, did we level up?
No. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We've appreciated having you. Those of you who are still here, those of you who stopped by, and those of you who watch our stuff after the fact. Thank you very much for the views and the comments and the like.
Yeah.
Our sponsor tonight was...
That weird feeling you get when you're waiting for the roller coaster to drop, or you're waiting for the water to start on the motion sensor faucet.
Yes.
Or that weird feeling when your coworker's computer dings and suddenly your mouth tastes bad. Dude, I don't know what to call it. If you know what to call it,
and
Anticipation.
psychosis.
if you know what to call it, send it to us somewhere on social media, Mac.
Yeah, so you can find us at RNG Presents on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Well, you're already on Twitch with us, so I mean, you're here. Congrats. As well. Oh yeah, and TikTok. I forgot about TikTok. So as well, if you like the artwork down here in the corner, that is by Maili Taniguchi. You can find her on Instagram. I'm gonna put that up right in the chat right now. At Taniguchi, or sorry, Tanimichi. Sorry, my bad. On Instagram as well. If you like the hyper-realistic portraits that you do see in our videos, that is Stephanie Brown with Offbeat Worlds, and as well as the portraits of our deities. And that's by Donnie Durdunkleton, and you can find him on Instagram at Donnie Durduncle. go support them, give them a follow at least. And if you want D&D commissioned or D&D artwork commissioned, really check them out. Beautiful work. As well, I think that's it. I think that's all I got. You got all my love from me.
All right. We shall return tomorrow.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah. To resolve this epic combat, and to return Rondon to the Lake of Timbers to see what his family holds in store, and to continue the trek northward to Fort Varus next time on RNG Presents The Dark Veil.
Dark Veil!
Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Night all.
Miss you, Carla.